Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 7 of Malt Magic Campaign 2. There's been lots going on behind the scenes this evening, even, and over the weekend as well. So, before we get into the chaos of tonight, let's run down our usual shout-outs, our usual thank yous. And the other thing is we've got a full roster tonight, which is awesome. Right from the beginning. So, through those thank yous, a massive shout out to Incarnate, Elbow Radio, and Dungeon Alchemist for all things virtual tabletop mapping and the likes. Big shout out to Hero Forge as well for character visuals and token design and those little bits. And then there are the DM's tools that I use in the background. So Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minutes Tools, Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. So everything now popping up on the bottom of the screen for you to all see. Any music you hear or sound effects, or some of the musical tracks and sound effects you'll hear are courtesy of Tabletop Audio, so thank you to them. And a big thank you to Battle Bards, where we get most of our sound effects from, and hopefully you'll hear some tonight. So, tonight, next week, wherever, hopefully you'll hear some throughout the campaign. There's still stuff going on with Battle Bards, and I've been talking about that for weeks, but bear with us, we are getting there, and it will come as soon as everything is ready. So we'll do a little giveaway there. I also did an update last week on other potential giveaways that are in the works, so stay tuned over the coming weeks and months for that, folks. That's going to be very exciting. Something custom, unique to Malt and Magic. You won't find it anywhere else, and it will also be one of a kind, so that's very exciting. You can see the social media links along the bottom there, so go and check out those social media channels for all sorts of crazy antics, updates, videos, and various different bits on there as well, so go check them out. If you want to get more involved with us as I try and sort my brain into some sort of semblance of order so we can actually get through this intro, yes, if you want to interact with us on a more regular basis other than a Monday night, you can also join our Discord channel, where there's everything in there from fan art channels and the likes, all the way through to what I've been enjoying, the Campaign 2 theories and I've totally forgotten words. Theories and guesses around what's happening, plot guesses, spoilers, all of that things. It's been a very long day. I've got a very early morning tomorrow as well, so my brain is just all over the shop at the minute, forgive me, folks. So yes, please go join the Discord, go and join in all the antics there, show us some love. And yeah, it gives you a chance to sort of ask me questions every now and again. There's been a few of them pop in, or interact with the rest of the crew as well. So yes, go check that out. The final thing to then talk about is, of course, the podcast and the YouTube channel as well. So if you miss tonight's episode live, or miss parts of it, you can, of course, go and check it out on Friday on our YouTube channel and our podcast. On your podcast platform of choice, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, the like, you name it, it's pretty much there. And yes, YouTube is there for all the past episode goodness as well. That includes Campaign 1, all of our one-shots. The only thing that's not on the podcast is all of the old Malt, Magic and More episodes. Eventually I will get around to uploading them so they feature in chronological order with the rest of the podcast episodes, so we will get them up there. And that being said, I think I am done as I shuffle the thoughts around in my brain to make sure we can actually play D&D tonight. But with that, yes, that is me. So my usual warning, as always, applies. There will be adult language and most certainly adult humour. You have been warned. Let's go delve into this mystery some more. Let's roll. Hello.
Hello.
How are we all doing?
Pretty good.
Samau's at home, which is cool.
I know. Enjoy that while it
Firing
lasts,
on
'cause it won't last too
all
long.
cylinders, and yes, Samau is alive as well.
I am alive. Just barely, but I am.
Good stuff. So on that note, let's go down the lineup very quickly. So as always, or for most episodes, I am Matt. I am the Dungeon Master and somewhat some extension of Cog.
I love how we have done that. I'm Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue. That took some remembering then. I'm a little under the weather tonight, guys, so I do apologise if I am a little spaced out.
I am Danny, who hopefully has 100% of his brain power compared to the other two, and I am playing Lex Ordo, your emotionless sorcerer.
I am Simao, and I'm playing Carcer's Whiskut as always, the Blade Singer Wizard. And I am excited. So hopefully we can all help each other.
Good stuff. So yes, there are at least 2 out of the 4 of us tonight who are running on 3 cylinders instead of 6. So we will see how well this goes. But last time when we were all together, it was our escape. Thank you very much for the resub. That's amazing. So yes, it was the escape from the temple quarter. Jewel had to escape the guards that had captured her and get back to her allies, who had continued to explore this crypt, if you like, underneath the temple, Temple of Clothis, and uncovered a few other bits. Found that strange creature in the cage, found a spell book, also found some spell scrolls, and continued to explore. Jewel, as she was sort of climbing up the wall of the Acropolis, managed to find a strange hole or tunnel of sorts that had been enchanted as an illusion to look like a standard solid rock wall. Jewel very quickly found a tunnel there which led to a ladder, and then a hatch led into a different part of the crypt, unknowingly at that time. It was at this moment where Lex's alarm triggered, and guards seemingly flooded the crypt or the Undercroft, and then the escape was on. So having to very quickly move around various rooms within this dungeon, this crypt as I've called it, Jewel having a very fun time having to try and evade guards in the true sense of any RPG going, where you go up the ladder, hide for a minute, shit, I'm going to go back down, I'm going to hide in a corner, wait for the guard to come past me, kill it or let it go back up the ladder, oh it's gone, and then sneak around. So it was very, very I don't want to say Assassin's Creed, but it was very Metal Gear Solid.
It was very much a, what was that? You know, he's like, I'm behind the pillar.
Must have been the wind.
Or if anybody's played certain other games that have been released recently, it's very much like that when you're trying to stealth around as well. Cool. So what else happened after that? Yes, we finally escaped. Jewel having to sneak through the room of strange creatures and monsters that were hideous, very scary, while they took out the... Thank you for the second resub. That's amazing. Jesus Christ. That subscription. Thank you. That is amazing. Thank you. So yes, totally put me off there. Jewel avoiding those monsters as they took out the guards, and then finding these various secret passageways that led her along the edge of the dungeon and eventually to the staircase where Lex and Carsis had found another exit out of the temple. The chat totally throws me off there. I need to stop paying attention to chat while I'm trying to do the recap. It was then the moment of how the hell do we get out of here? Discussions, only to be met by the Hierophant of the temple, who offered you aid. And at this point you understood that the 3 tasks that were given or offered at the beginning of our campaign were actually linked, and these 3 individuals were all working together to try and understand what was happening in the city. And so the Hierophant offered to use the tax sending, if you like, or the tax delivery from the temple to the magistrate district to get you to Drakios and allow you to have some method of escape. that went just about okay. There was a few checks there which were quite interesting. And eventually you made it to Drachiostix, who gave you some time to relax and calm down and chill out, and give you a couple of options of where you could head next. You could go south and head towards the sister city, or the twin city of Jacer, the other gate city within Helenthor Island itself, or you could be smuggled aboard a ship and head north into Enoeth proper. As a party, you have made the decision to head north, and so we find ourselves now currently relaxing in one of the annexes of Drachios' estate, waiting to be told where to go next. So, my party, what are we doing?
So I think I said I was debriefing with Cog. So me and him were exchanging notes on the situation. So that's what me and Cog are doing while we have our short rest.
Okay. Anything else?
Is Jill still writing the letter?
Jewel, I think, gave it
Has
into...
written the letter and has given it
Drachios
to... Yes. On that note, actually, I'm going to advise everybody to pay attention to the social media channels this week,
now.
as we are going to do something a little different for this campaign.
We're doing a scavenger hunt.
Particular letter, and we're going to send... Well, no, we're just going to... Dave and I have been busy with things, so all will be revealed later this week.
I will approach Jewel then, and I'll say, you didn't tell us how you managed to escape all these guards. They caught you at the Lyceum, right?
Yes, they handcuffed me and were taking me Lord knows where. But I did not want to go with them. But yes, I have to admit I was a little shocked and rather worried about making my move at the right time. I needed space, or lack of it, to make a decent escape, so they could not follow.
It is. I just wanted to say it's very impressive to be able to outrun all of them. You must have been very sneaky indeed.
I was given a certain number of things that may help me out of trouble, and I have done my very best to learn from a few in my travels, in an attempt to make it difficult to be captured. It does not do to be found while investigating some information.
I agree with that. You mean like
Classes.
skills and things you can do to keep people off?
Some skills, as you may have seen in the last day or so, I like to stay hidden. That is certainly helpful. And she holds up her paws and claws. I can get about. I have found the rooftops is where no one looks.
I will keep that in mind. I actually have never seen what you do, because whenever we get into a scuffle, you just seem to completely disappear. So I've stopped trying to look for you, to be honest. You just sort of appear at the end, and I assume that's what you've been doing. Very impressive stuff.
I certainly do not like to be near someone who wants to hurt me. That is for very sure. It has not worked all that well. I have found myself in places where they will, and I suppose that will happen again. I must be... I do not... there is no must about it. I choose to be honest with both of you. At this point, she'll sort of slightly turn to her side, and she'll flick her tail up. On her tail, you see a ring.
So, sorry, did you say the cat lifts her tail up and shows me her ring?
Kind
Oh,
of.
somebody was going to say it, weren't they?
Cat shows
It was
bumhole.
only ever
Shocker.
going to be one person.
About a third of the
Yeah.
way down her tail, there is a sort of a metallic ring. And so she sort of brings it around her side so that you can see that. Does this look familiar to either of you? These types of
Does it, Matt?
rings?
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Oh, can I get involved? I'm gonna. Now the conversation's got interesting.
I mean, you don't need to be honest. Because I rolled a 25.
Okay, fucking hell. Never mind then. I'm not going to tell you I rolled a 12.
What did you roll, Lex? You're not going to tell us.
12.
12. Okay.
I'll pretend I know, as Carsus tells me what it is.
Lex will be there, just sort of nodding. Carsis, you look at this ring and sort of pay it close attention. And as you look at the metal of the ring itself, it's almost like this smoke-like effect just burnishes itself through the metal of the ring. You would recognise this as a ring of Misty Step.
Yeah, I've seen one of those before. Carsus, what do you think it is?
Oh, this...
Make me a deception check, please, Lex.
15.
Okay. If anybody wishes to try and see if Lex is lying,
That
you
beats
can.
my 4 inside.
What was it, Lex?
15.
I meet it. Fucking hell, that's the same. I think you win on that one.
Okay.
Oh yes, this allows for a short distance teleportation, right?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Yeah, well done. Hang on a minute, I thought you didn't like magic. Doesn't a magical item go against your whole thing you got going on?
I believe when I was discussing it, yes, to be honest, no, I do not like magic. Numerous times, you have even had it done to yourselves very recently. Magic can be put on ourselves by other creatures, and I do not like it. You do not get any decision, any will. It simply happens, and it is it is an intrusion on all of our beings, and therefore I cannot trust those who wield magic. You two
Present
are
company excluded, thank you.
so far.
Okay, that's fair.
However, we have all had it where magical traps. We have all been hurt by it in the past 24 hours. I do not trust what I do not understand. I was given this as an heirloom. And I know what it does. It does one thing, and it does it very well. I know it cannot do anything else, and will not do anything else. Do I use it happily? No. However, I am here because I used it. I am not in chains. However, the change they put on me, that was a different story. But for something else. So, I know it is unusual, but if I understand what a magical item does, and it is not there to arm me, then I will tolerate it. If it is to arm me, then I will not tolerate it. And I cannot give the same black and white to those who have a consciousness. Those who will be happy to turn around and simply use their magical powers on others. It is unethical.
I think she means us.
I have to say, Lex, I do. I have to put you in those categories. You kindly have not done anything to harm me with your arcane skills. There are many who have. It is not something
I suppose I do not intend to. I suppose I have already misused my magic with Karsus, but we've worked that problem out, and it won't happen again. And I know the boundaries that you've set, so I can respect that.
There are many who do not, respect those boundaries, and that I have a problem with. I have a problem with people who interfere with my personal space, and I also have a,
should have told me that.
Other issues such as this. It is something that will simply, people will abuse these, and I do not like anyone who does this. It is just that I have a particular thing against magic and the arcane. It does not mean I will not use them. It means I do not like them.
So does
However,
that mean
it will also
to,
mean most of the time I will not use them either.
Okay. So just to understand the parameters that I have to work within, if you're unconscious, do I have to have a pre-signed waiver from you to be able to use magic to assist you?
I suppose it would be good for us to discuss what would be those uses. Your assistance would be admirable.
Protection, that sort of thing.
You put me in an interesting quandary. I have not thought about
I could give
these
you
types
the
of things.
power to shoot fire from your mouth if you wanted to, but that might be a step too far for now.
I think that would be. I am not interested in such unruly manipulations of the of the natural.
Well, I suppose it's fair to say that as long as you feel and believe yourself to be in control, that you will tolerate, as you say, the use of magic and magical items.
Yeah.
If the past 30 odd years of this world has shown me anything, and I have not been in it for that amount of time, then we cannot escape it.
Well, I sympathize because I myself, as a magic user, don't like other types of magic users. So like chaos magic, I can't fathom why you would ever delve into that sort of behavior. And there's, I've heard stories of realms where it's just chaos, up is down, down is up. You can't understand what's going on. I see what you're saying, and I respect that.
Yes, I mean, I suppose you have to remember we only met, 24, 36 hours ago, and therefore for me to say that I am not interested in, or do not like magic, it is very true. From the outside, I will tell everybody that. I hope you understand a little better as to why I will tolerate certain amounts. And yes, wherever these other worlds are, I have no interest in going to them, thank you.
I'm sure there will be no reason to travel to other planes in our journeys.
I hope not. I suppose also the other thing is I am fully aware of the fact that these ships in the sky are only there via the arcane, and so I am accepting of those things. Of course, they do not belong there, and you can believe that I will do my very best if anything goes wrong to escape as quickly and safely as possible. But they have been up in the skies for many years now.
I wouldn't rule out not having to go to other realms, though, Karsus. If it needs to be done to shut it down, we've got to do what we've got to do, right?
Depends on the plane, I suppose.
Yeah, true. Do not take me to the Fey realm.
Cut to 100 sessions later.
Yeah. 2 months' time.
At this moment, then, Drakios re-enters the room. My friends, I hope you are all well rested. Your transportation is ready. If you are, of course.
I am.
Do we
I believe we
have to enter the airship under a persona or disguise, or do we have safe passages ourselves?
You will have safe passage as yourselves of sort.
I'm just not very good at acting, so I just wanted to, if I had to pretend. I didn't go very well when I was pretending to be a priest, so I don't want to put the other guys in danger if I have to pretend to be someone else again.
No. You will make it through the city unseen, unheard, unnoticed. If you are quiet, that is.
I take it
Your
we are
transportation
also
is this way.
We are of the assumptions that those who are coming after us do not want to make a scene during broad daylight. Just yet.
I would assume so, but you are now wanted by guards, and only so much I can do as magistrate there. I have secured you passage on the Ebonmorth, small vessel. Will allow you to get across to Agruz.
We are indebted to you.
No. You have work to do. I expect you to see it through. For Artemisia, at least. I will do what I can from here. And who knows, maybe I will see you in some of the other cities sometimes.
We have made a deal, and I will honor that deal.
I trust all was well with your previous pay and rewards of sorts.
Yes, thank you. Is there a good way we may be able to get in touch with you? Maybe some way of sending you a letter with it without it being inconspicuous, or do you receive a number of letters as being a magistrate?
I did think of this, and we live in an age of magic. So, I have these devices. Holds out 2 stones. One I will keep. One you will keep. This way, when we need to, we can communicate. Who shall I give this one to?
Jewel will point to one of the other 2.
Oh boy. Simao and Danny, historically very good at keeping track of having sending stones.
Yeah.
The 2 best players for this.
I'm looking forward to taking it and never fucking speaking to the man again.
Regardless, thank you. This is very generous.
Yeah. I'll take the rock if you like.
Very well. So you can add a sending stone to your list.
It's not too heavy, is it? I don't want to become unencumbered again.
The sending stone goes to your hand, and your hand just falls down to the floor.
Hands in the stone.
The stone that broke the Yuan-Ti's back.
Literally.
No, I believe your strength score should be back to normal.
Yeah,
No,
Oh, that's a good shout, actually. Is mine back up to normal? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
it should all be fine.
Yeah,
You should all be
yeah,
back up to...
Back up to -1.
Because you've short rested. Not had a long rest yet.
Has our aid buggered off yet, Danny?
Yes. No, 8's for 8 hours, isn't it?
8 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case, no.
Okay, cool.
Very well. Your transportation is this way if you are ready, and I wish you well, my friends, allies.
Work
I
colleagues.
think.
I don't know.
Colleagues. Colleagues, that will
Yeah.
do. Yes. Acquaintances.
I hope we
Very
can
well.
find the root of all of this very soon.
So do I. My city is plagued by these things, and I would like it to go back to being the, well, cacophony of trade and menace. Very well.
Au revoir
If
for
you'll
now.
just follow me then. Say again, sorry.
Au revoir for now.
Au revoir. I will learn this.
No.
I will learn this. Very well. Follow me. Lead you out of the annex through the sort of the big red silks that hang down and out into the main hall, where you see a number of crates all piled up.
Yeah, I forgot we were.
Forgot about this.
Oh, Malt.
Everybody make me investigation checks, please.
16.
I don't think Jill wants
12.
to look at the box. Maybe she's
12.
more interested in the inside. 9.
13, sorry.
13.
9 for me, sorry.
9. So that was a 9, a 16, and a 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lex and Karsis, the both of you very quickly are drawn to these not huge but reasonably sized brands on the side of the crate. And there's this symbol of what looks like maybe a barley leaf or something similar to that, surrounded by what could only be described as sort of runic language, and then behind that a very what's the term, Times New Roman-esque M, because I couldn't think of the word for when you've got the embellishments on letters, because
Surely you
words
mean
today.
Times New Thaelyssa.
Fair. What you would also notice is that there are a number of small, serif is the exact term I was looking for, thank you. Small, like, bottle crates lying around, each filled with bottles, again embossed with this particular logo.
Drakios, I know I'm going off on a tangent and we're trying to, escape death and everything, but I couldn't help notice the M on those crates. Whose sigil is that?
What is the sigil of the malt master, Mephisto, fine purveyor of whiskies and wines.
Bastard.
If he's the big bad, I'm going to be livid.
You are familiar with this individual?
Lex isn't, no.
Very well.
Danny is also-
When
No, sorry, that doesn't ring any bells, no.
Well, it's good export from the Kingdom of Nylin and Esmir itself. Seems one individual there has taken over distillery within mountains and, yes, forged an empire, trade empire for himself. Or themselves now,
No.
who knows.
Good for them, I suppose. Does he deal in other things, you know? So does he trade, obviously, I'm assuming, given Ardhalia, he trades in magical goods as well as whiskies and malts. Is he the type of guy,
Somewhat,
if you need
yes.
it, he'll get it for you, you know, that type of guy?
Well, magical trade into and out of Nylin is somewhat controlled by the king these days.
What king?
Tight bastard.
One king rules the whole of... Just...
Just kingdom to east of continent Nylin is on your map. You will see.
Oh, thank you, okay. I'm a bit unfamiliar with the eastern part of the land, you see, so still finding my feet somewhat.
This is not surprising, considering it's only been bad for, 30 years.
Yeah, I've been away traveling, so must have missed that.
Very good. Well, my friends, these 3 are yours, 1 each. We have padded them with straw as much as possible, A, to soundproof, and B, for comfort. Once you are aboard ship and in air, you will be allowed out, so to speak. Romeo Lightswift is the name of the pilot or captain of the Ebonmirth.
What a name.
I just love the sideways glances I get whenever I mention a name here.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm going to be upset if King Ander and Mephisto are now basically like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk of Ardhalia. I'm not going to be happy about it.
Unfortunately, my friend, this is all now well out of your control.
Oh, there could be an episode where I get to play Ander as an old man and Lex in a fight together. Imagine RP in that. That'd be awesome.
The
Very
chaos.
confusing.
And the order.
It's literally order meets chaos.
Oh, I love the name, by the
Okay.
way.
Romeo Lightswift.
So if you are ready, you may board.
Oh well, let's get this over with. Joel will get into the box. The cat will jump in the box.
Pads around a little bit and then
Yeah.
sits down.
Sits down. Head up. Looks around.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Constance will get into the box.
Yeah,
Lex.
I'll climb in and then Cog will follow me in.
Cog then just folds the wings, folds the legs, shuts the eye, and becomes just that heavy golden ball. Farewell, my friends. Do not worry about the noise. And then these lids get put on the box, and then you hear hammers just tung, 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 sealing the boxes. There is still airflow in here, but they are now sealed shut.
I feel safe.
You hear muffled voices from outside of these boxes, a few shouts, and then eventually the boxes shift and shake about, and you feel yourselves begin to move. Little bits of light sort of can shine into the box, so you can at least see your surroundings, and they are reasonable sized boxes. There's enough for you to sort of curl up and lie down. Carsis, you are probably the closest to being uncomfortable given your size and sheer henchness, which is a brand new word that I've just made up.
Keep catching your horns.
Body
every time
mass.
you turn your head.
Just that sheer body mass in there, yes, exactly that. But you have all your equipment, and eventually the boxes go still. Period of about an hour passes.
Did you say there is like tiny little like
Tiny
cracks
bits of
between the
light.
wood we can see?
Not that you'd really be able to see out of. You can attempt to if you wish, but they are very, very small.
When we're down for a few minutes, it would be Jewel wants to see, can she catch, moving her head up and down, sort of looking through any way of seeing, are we on a ship, or have we just been tucked somewhere?
Make me an investigation check with disadvantage, please.
Yeah. Which one, sorry? Investigation or perception?
Investigation, please, with disadvantage.
9.
9. You sort of shift your head around and you're looking and sort of moving a little bit. No. Difficult to really get anything.
Lots of other boxes around. Cool.
Eventually, all three of you feel bizarre feeling in your stomach. And Lex and Karsis, the two of you would feel a distinct buzz in the immediate area. About another hour passes, and you then begin to hear grunts and groans and the sound of a crowbar. Lex, you are the first, as the lid is removed, and a minotaur head peeps over the top. Sort of honey brown fur, if you like. These twisted horns, or these horns that sort of bend up and twist out of the top. As a rather androgynous minotaur individual leans over. You can get out now.
Whoa. Sorry, I've never heard you say more than a minotaur say more than one word at a time. It caught me off guard a little bit. Is it safe to get out now?
That's what I just said. You can get out. It is fine.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll lift my arm up for him to pull me up, because my legs have gone dead.
They reach down and pull you out.
Much obliged. Can I suggest the big fella next? He's probably got cramp like you wouldn't believe.
Big fellow this one.
Yeah.
This very well.
The big fucking box,
big hammer, ting, 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 crowbar underneath, and then just never gets easier. My friend, wow, you are quite beautiful. Please.
Well, for first impression.
Yeah, right back at you. Get up and out of the box.
Sort of goes to help you out and then realizes, well, you can climb out yourself. You are massive. And the final one is this one, and ting, ting, jewels there, fold up. Light comes in. It's at this point the three of you would notice that there is a distinct blue purplish glow in this room.
Jewel will hop out of the box.
Okay.
Apologies, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, yes, sorry. I am Senfra. I am one of the sailors on the Evermort.
Senfra.
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 Are all the sailors aboard the ship as beautiful as you?
You are most flattering. There is my brother. There is Tyragar, who is similar to me. And then there are others. We have dwarf. We have human. Arakokra. We have, the pilot. Captain. I forget what they are calling themselves these days, but yes.
I'm starting to know.
You are a very strange group of individuals to be traveling. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say, it's just a passive comment. The pattern of situation that we're going through at the minute, if they sleep with you, you're the enemy. So I'm just trying to weigh up the connection between you two to see what happens.
Listen,
I said
out of
they were
everyone-
beautiful, but
Out of everyone that
I
I've
am-
ever slept with, one of them might be an enemy. So, and it's not confirmed yet. So we can't really say. Can't really open a conversation.
It's
with
probably that's the 100% success rate if that proves to be correct. But granted, a sample size of 1, so not statistically accurate. But yeah, okay. I was jibing.
let's not get
Just means I need
ahead
to
of
up the
ourselves.
up
We
the
have
sample
all
size.
just met.
Maybe Cassis. Maybe it is you. Maybe you are the
Size.
catalyst to all of them going evil. Maybe.
This whole
Sample
shit's
size of
getting
one just
picked.
means I need to. It's very simple.
Wow,
So-
you are an interesting bunch.
Senfra,
Thank you.
do the rest of the of your colleagues on the boats know we are here? Do we need to keep a low profile, or are we allowed to now wander about?
Oh, you can. We are in air now. You can explore freely. First, let me introduce you to Pilot, and Romeo will let you know, well, where you can stay, where to go, what to do, what to avoid, i.e. this thing, don't touch this, and they point behind them to this big contraption, central contraption in the middle of the ship. There are crates sort of laid around it, but kept a certain distance. Dave's doing my trick. Certain distance
it's actually
away.
not me. It's the fucking cat.
A certain distance away from this central contraption. So there is it almost looks like the wood of a mast that comes down through the upper deck into this central area, and then around, or at least built into this wooden structure, is a more metallic structure, and within it there is this probably trying to think, we'll just say a decent sized boulder of this highly polished stone, within which there are these faint blue and purple lines that shine. This, Lex and Karsis, is where you feel that buzz from.
Does
Do
it
not
look
touch the mana
like-
stone, we will drop like stone.
Right. Does it look... So it's not... Okay. So it doesn't look like the Wrathstroke... I don't know, it's Wrathstrike stones we see in the under the thing. It's a different kind of stone.
There's some familiarity or similarity to
Okay.
it. It's almost like this is a purer form. I will give you that for free. So do not touch the mana stone. If you do and it disengages, we all fall and we all die.
Lex, I am
Well,
looking
we
at
don't
you.
want that.
Have you heard? Make sure you do not investigate this, please.
Oh, no.
Best not to
Even
come
I'm
down
not
here
stupid
anymore.
enough to
We
pick
will
it
go
apart
to
while
upper
we're flying.
decks. Yeah, we will go to upper decks. No need for you to be down here. Nothing but
Okay.
merchandise and our trade. Where you be upstairs.
Okay. Am I allowed to study it and take notes, though, without touching it?
Nope.
I'd rather you just head upstairs with me.
Hard no. Just fucking get it, bro. Okay, understood. You didn't say
At this point,
Cog couldn't do it, though. So Cog's coming back later. FYI.
At this point, another Minotaur appears at the top of the stairs. Senfra, hurry up. Romeo's waiting. Hello. You are out, I see.
Greetings. They're a lot friendlier than the other one we met, aren't they? I like these people.
Well, you are
Yes,
with
they are
us
not
full of
actively
script,
trying to
so
kill us yet.
Yeah.
You are an interesting bunch.
Ooh, yeah, we've had a bad experience. Sorry.
Apologies,
would
we
seem
seem to be
stress.
giving off that vibe after we have unfortunately been double-crossed this evening.
Well, this is almost like beginning a bad joke. Tabaxi, snake person, and no, not human. What are you?
I like the bit where we walk into a bar.
Ale. We have ale.
Ah,
Good
malt.
deflection. Good deflection.
I am told that I am a tiefling, yes.
Oh. Can't. No, never. Not met tiefling. No. Then sheltered. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I am being rude. Let us go. Upstairs, upstairs, upstairs. Come.
Obviously follow.
Okay. So Senfra and Tyragar themselves sort of lead you up stairs, up one set of stairs, up a second set of stairs, and up a third set of stairs, at which point daylight shines down on you and you feel the warmth of the Ardhalia sun on you for the first time in a number of hours. And you are quite high up. You can see in the distance behind you as you look out to the back of the ship, you are leaving Thaelyssa behind. You guess that would be to the south. And currently around you, beneath you, is nothing but ocean. As you now look out onto the deck of this ship, I'm going to get my brain in order. In fact, you know, let's just throw up a map onto Owlbear, because why the fuck not?
Why not?
Jewel will, once she sees that sort of a ways from the city, high up, no real need for, you know, we've got to trust these people on the ship. She will take her hood off, put it back so that we'll feel the breeze a bit better.
Very good.
Ah, that is better.
So, there you go. You find yourself on a fairly, reasonably sized airship, skyship. What you can't see on this view is the sails that there are. There are two big sails that come out of the side, almost like the fins of a fish, if you like, but sideways on rather than, or vertically rather than horizontally. Again, descriptions and words, I will get my brain in gear. And then you've got this very large main sail, which rather than being rectangular is almost ovoid in shape. So it becomes very tapered towards the top and quite bulbous towards the bottom, if you like. Let's just cast this into the room. All the sails are billowed out, as if there is a strong breeze filling them. But yet you don't feel a strong tailwind behind you, so to speak. As you look around the deck of this ship, you see a number of mangonels on each side, 3 on each side in total. You can see the prow of the ship, if you like, and a big point towards it. You can't see the statue that is underneath it. And then you look up to where the helm is, and you see a very, very pale-skinned, electric blue hair, humanoid-looking individual. And Semphra and Tyragar lead you up the set of stairs to the helm. Again, 2 small sets of stairs up to where the helm is. Romeo, our friends are out, as you have asked. Very good, very good. Greetings, my friend. My allies. I am Romeo Lightswift. It is a pleasure. Welcome aboard the Ebon Mirth.
The Ebon Mirth?
Yes.
So you said pale skin, electric blue hair, yeah?
Very, very pale skin, almost grey skinned, and this electric blue hair.
Do I recognise the race?
That's a good one, actually.
Make me a nature check, please.
Jewel will get on that.
You will not expect big things. With an 8.
A 10.
23.
Karsis being the more well-travelled amongst the 3 of you, you would recognise this individual as a genasi, an air genasi, to be more specific.
Awesome. Explains the wind of the sails.
Mm-hmm. As you look around and sort of behind them now, there is also this eagle-looking individual. And when I say eagle-looking individual, humanoid-sized eagle with sort of humanoid arms, but these wings that fold in behind them. More feminine in body shape and nature. My crew has introduced me. I am Romeo Lightswift. This is my engineer. This is Dis. Dis, don't be so rude. And Dis is just going to sort of, the eagle-like face is just going to look towards you. Hi. And then just goes back. You see Dis, apart from the eagle-like plumage, is wearing this sort of leather armor. But there's a number of pouches. I was waiting for... Here we go. All the fucking jokes coming through now. At least the spelling was right on that, is all I'm going to say. Wearing this leather... I don't want to say armor over the top, but almost like leather belts and bandoliers about her person. And there's a number of pouches and small little contraptions, different tools in areas. And you also see that sort of around the head there's this leather strap, and lifted up, are these different sort of looking glasses, if you like, circular glasses that can be pulled down. Next to this is a rather large, strange looking thing. It is metallic and wood and some leather, some form of machine. And Romeo's then just going to stand there, still waiting for Dis to say something. Well, as eloquent as ever. That's Dis, the engineer. This is her, whatever you want to call it, contraption. This is Rend.
Dis, you
the contraption is called Rend? Does it talk? Can I speak with it?
Do you know what? I have absolutely no idea. Dis, does Rend talk? I am busy. I'll talk to you all later.
Pardon? Romeo, thank you so much for allowing us onto your ship. And
wow, that's quite an accent.
Thank you. I am from the north.
It's somewhere near Drymere, I'd expect with an accent like that.
Have you travelled?
I've travelled pretty far across Anawith, yeah.
You don't happen to be going in that general direction after the first stop, yeah?
Well, I can be persuaded, of course. But no, we have trade route to Agruz and then onward through the Gildornian region before maybe heading west. We'll see.
A conversation for another time, perhaps. Regardless, thank you.
Very good. Well, you've met my two recent additions to the crew, Semper and Tyragar. Somewhere around here is Vala. She's our gunner, and probably downstairs somewhere. And then up, all the way up there, you probably just about see them, is Krodmar, our spotter. Small crew, but we manage.
Forgive me for the seemingly crude request. However, I want to ask: you do trust your crew? We are, after all, on the run. That is all.
That is a bizarre request. Yes, I trust my crew. Most of us has been working together for nigh on 20 years now, since we left the Navy, if you want to call it that. Been running trade ever since. As I say, Semfra and Tyragar are the newest additions, but they've been with us for at least a year and a half.
That is wonderful to hear. We simply have reason to Need to trust. Not just want
Of course. Dracius was most insistent that we not ask too many questions and just get you to a cruise. So, yeah. Names would be a good start, though, don't you think?
Apologies. My name is Jewel. Jewel of Shadows.
Beautiful.
Lex is not listening to the question because him and Cog are talking about that machine.
This is Lex, and he is very interested in the ship and whatever that thing is.
I'm sorry,
As you...
talking to me, sorry. I got
Lex,
distracted
as you
by that
and...
magnificent machine.
As you and Cog now approach Dis and Rend and sort of look, and Cog itself is fluttering around Rend, that's where Dis is just going to look up. What in the world is that?
That is...
Where'd you get one of them?
I think now we've got a bit of two-way to go. I'll tell you everything about Cog if you tell me about Rend.
Absolutely. Just let me fix this first.
Can I help?
By all means. Do you have... Well, here's tools if you want to help. I'm trying to connect this power line so that it properly, well, diverts all the power where it needs to go. We get more even split across the ship so that when we're trying to do evasive maneuvers, it's a little bit more responsive for Romeo here. Think you can help me with that?
See no more. If I roll good, yeah, I can help.
What tools are you proficient with, if any, Lex?
If you're not proficient with any, you need to change your character sheet right now because that's bollocks.
Well, do you need tools to take things apart? I am none.
In
which case, I'm going to ask you to make me a straight intelligence check, please.
Okay. Cog is my toolkit, usually. It's a Swiss Army ball. Right.
Now I was going to ask a very random question there.
Fucking hell, I rolled a 2, obviously. I love rolling a 2.
You pick up one of the tools and go to start working, and Dis is just going to smack your hand. Whoa. Maybe we'll take this slow, okay? Appreciate your enthusiasm, but let's not put that particular tool against that particular line unless you want to blow yourself 6 feet off the ship.
Yeah, I've done that before. I lose a bit of focus around machines like this. I get a bit excited. Sorry.
Make me an intelligence check for Cog with advantage, please.
Come on, Cog, bring it home. Well, fucking hell. Cog's got a -3 for intelligence. You've stitched me up with that, haven't you? 13. He still did better than me, though.
13. Cog just folds its wings in and lands and just sort of walks and steps up to where this exposed power line is, which you can see is some sort of twisted metal, and it's protected by this leather sheath, if you like, which Dis is clearly cut open. And Cog is just going to reach in, and then this small little sort of spike contraption comes out of the side as it just opens, and sort of gears whir, and Cog is just going to tap 3 times, and there is a... Wow, he's a handy little feather. Feather? No, I've got feathers. That's a fella. He's handy.
Yeah.
That would have taken me at least an hour.
That's why we come as a package deal. He compensates for my over-eagerness.
No, that's awesome. You and I need to go have a conversation over ale, I think. You need to tell me all about this and how you've made it, and I want to try and replicate it, and I can tell you all about Rend. Rend will just follow me. They don't tend to say a lot. Maybe I should stick some sort of voice module in it, but no, fuck it. Anyway, Romeo at this point is just going to be there, stood going, great. You guys do that. We're going to do something else. Sorry. Jewel, Lex, and yourself.
Karsus, Whisper is my apologies. Yeah, you just it reminded me of someone. Karsus Whisper, I am the untouchable swordsman.
That's quite a name. Untouchable swordsman. Have I heard that before?
He has been touched, I can confirm.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
I would like to fireball Lex right now.
Untouchable
I'll just
swordsman.
get
I swear I've heard that
swear words
before.
via message in my head.
There's something about that name. I know it. I know it. I've seen it. I've heard it. Somewhere.
Have you
somewhere.
ever made your travels down south towards the Empire?
Oh yeah, we've flown straight through the Twin Cities, or the Gate Cities, whatever you're calling them these days, and through onto the Auroran Empire. It's not the best trade, but occasionally headed that way.
Well, if you frequent, I don't know, some sort of traveling troops and establishments of entertainment, I have been part of one, so that might have been the...
Feathercrests. Feathercrests.
Ha! Yeah, that'll be the one.
Because I rolled a natural fucking 20.
Lord Rob.
Christ. Or Christs, even. Who knows? Does anybody worship gods anymore? Yeah, Feathercrest Funfair. Oh, fuck me, I remember doing trade runs once with some of that guy's gear. Jesus. There's some wacky stuff. Jesus, again, just making it random words here.
Yeah, they are a fun group. They are a fun bunch. I do miss them.
It was a good
dearly.
night out, I'm not gonna lie.
They are the best nights.
Wonder where they went to. If they're heading north, we need to, well, definitely stopping in there next time I see them around.
Yeah, I should do that too.
You should. You should. So, where were you all from?
Well, I'm from the Empire, as I mentioned before.
You don't look like you're from the Empire.
I also get that a lot. Yeah. Still trying to figure that out.
Well, might I say, you look the better for it. A little bit stiff down there. Meh.
Yeah, that is a word for it.
Yeah. So, you're from the Auroran Empire. Lex, yourself?
Oh yeah, sorry, me. I'm from the Oblivion Islands, to the west.
Oblivion. That's very far west. We've not gone that far, but you'll have to tell me all about it.
Yeah, not a lot of trade in the jungle, I would have thought.
Well, it's I think the only outpost out there worth heading to is the Balinor outpost, I think. But they mainly trade in, well, livestock and creatures, so that's not that, well, by yourselves, not that I'm calling you creatures, of course, but I don't usually trade in living things.
Yeah, I suppose I'm not like the. I don't represent the West as it was. I haven't been home for some time.
That's
I've been on my
certain.
travels.
You definitely don't dress like any other UNT I've seen before, but I like it. I like the style. We're all here sort of individuals in our own way. You be who you want to be, is what I say. If you're on my ship, the ale is there as long as you put the work in.
I like that. That makes sense. I always get the feeling that not a lot of people have seen tiefling before. I find that strange. Are they not common on the continent?
I know there's some out to the east of Enoweth. They're fairly common in that region for whatever reasons, but across the rest of the continent, they're few and far between.
That's a shame. But at least
It
you know
is a
you've
shame,
got kin to
actually.
the east, Carsis, if you ever should want to visit. And
Yeah,
and
well,
I'll
there
wink,
seems...
trying to hint at the bonding moment we've had, but I'm not very good at that.
like winking with the wrong eye so that everyone sees.
Yeah. Dog winks for me, but that's obviously just a blink.
Yeah, I suppose that is somewhere I could visit. I'd rather know what happened before I meet other of my kin, I suppose.
Rather know what
Sure.
happened? Sorry, too many questions. I promised Dracius I wouldn't ask too much. Well, as I say, there's ale abound. All I ask is that if there's anything to be done, you just chip in. Lex, might I request you take some training off of Dis before you try and poke things again? She will get really shitty if you break anything, and if
I
the
would
ship
love to
starts
be
to
under her
fall,
wing
I'll
for the
get pretty
next,
shitty.
Yeah. I didn't mean literally under her wing, that's a metaphor, but actually it's quite an apt description for the situation. I would love to learn from her is what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure she'll welcome that. She doesn't get many of the nerds on the ship. Not to offend, of course.
I'm assuming nerd is a compliment because she seems to be a great woman. Just one more question. I don't drink
Who do you
ale,
wanna
but do
be?
you have hot leaf water?
Hot leaf water. Do you know
Yeah.
what? I'm sure we can find something for your tastes, but most people, yeah, we're fairly well. Are we that simple? No, probably not. But yeah, I'll see what I've got for you. If I have to break open some of the stock, then I'll break open some of the stock. We're being well compensated to get you to a cruise, so let's do that. Please go. There's cushions around. Chill out on the deck for a bit. We're going to be in the air for quite some time, so be on the lookout. If Crodmar shouts, grab your shit. Really, something's coming. Occasionally, you get the odd creature that'll try and, well, either take a person if they're that hungry, or just intrigued by the ship itself. They're still relatively new. I think the wildlife's still getting used to them, but fuck, you'd have thought at least 10, 15 years creatures around here would get used to them.
Yes, well, thank you very much. I think we'll take Lex will take some time to learn some things. I wouldn't mind a little bit of time in a quiet space. I've got some work I'd like to do.
Oh, quiet space, absolutely. This, I should have said this. Look, you've got a quarter to the three of you, just sort of a side area. If you go downstairs into the main sort of hold, if you like, main deck area, down to your left, there's a door on your right. It's already been marked as guest quarters. I think somebody's just stuck a piece of parchment on there, but you'll see it. In there, there's 3 beds, a couple of chairs, nice and simple. Just, yeah, make yourself at home, get comfy, whatever your need.
Thank you very much, and I'll bow.
You're welcome. At that point, Romeo then looks towards the helm, looks and, oh shit, well, yeah, Crodmar, you didn't tell me we were off course, for fuck's sake. Starts to spin the wheel. Eventually, the ship begins to turn slightly, and you continue to
Well, you had
cruise.
good reason to be distracted. I'll turn around and go downstairs.
Romeo will stand there. I like that individual.
Whenever Carsis just enters any room, it's always just, man, should bring the boys to the... It's literally what it is. But Lex has just followed Dis wherever she's gone, like a love sick
So
puppy.
Dis has now gone to the very front of the ship itself. and then turns to you. Shall we give this another go?
I thought you'd never ask. Is this mechanical?
Right,
Is this
so-
foreplay? I think it might. Is it? I don't know. I'm unsure.
So listen, this tool, we're going to let your friend not get involved this time. You're going to learn. So this tool
slide into
specifically,
this
this
hole.
is your power coupler device. My own design, it's designed to draw the energy along the cable and allow you to connect a second cable up. I've already laid the cables down here. All I need you to do, use the power coupler, just try and connect the two. Don't worry, I'm here. If it goes wrong, we can sort it, alright? It's not going to drop the ship. Might lose a little bit of power and a little bit of speed, but nobody's on a time limit. Let's go for it.
Amazing. I'll have a go.
Very good. Make me a intelligence check, please. Was that a 1?
What is happening this campaign, Danny?
Seriously.
Oh, brilliant. Fucking love
The
skill
things
checks
I'm
in
supposed to
RP
be good at.
moments. So you take this power coupling device and sort of start to play a bit with it and then go to the cable, and just as you're going towards the cable, it sparks in your hand. You're going to take 4 points of
damage.
lightning damage. In fact, no, ignore that, because that should not have been that high a dice. You're going to take 4 points of lightning damage, because I've just rolled the d4, and it's exactly the same result. So that was clearly fated. As the coupling device sparks in your hand. Whoa, 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 not that close. Don't engage the tool until you're at the cable. Try again. I'll guide you this time. Maybe an intelligence check with advantage, please.
This never happens before. I usually do this stuff all the time.
It's fine, it's new tech, and you're not familiar with it, clearly, so I'll guide you. It'll be fun.
Help me thumb it in.
Not probably the thing you want to say here, but
What
I
do
get
you
what
mean?
you meant.
Listen, I don't follow.
Doesn't matter. Let's focus on the task at hand.
I'll try again. Wishful.
Together this time.
Come on, Lex, don't be shit. 14. Fucking hell.
14.
better.
This time as you... Did you roll with advantage? Sorry.
No. Still 14, doesn't matter.
Still a 14. So this time as she sort of guides you slightly, and then seeing you just about get it in the way you need to, and then you draw the tool along the cable, and you can see this arcane power begin to spark around, at which point you flick the switch, and then you start to pull the other cable towards and make almost a T intersection of power cables here, and then using the coupling tool just snap it round. And as you snap it round, you see that this then quick as a flash almost, just goes in. The next minute there's leather being wrapped around this junction that's formed, and again you hear this, and there is a slight as the ship moves slightly faster. Well, shit, it worked. Nice work.
I mean, it took me 2 attempts, but it's still satisfying. That was quite exciting.
Don't worry about it. I've broke more things on this ship than I can remember. The important thing is we fix it.
So, you want me to tell you about Cog?
Yeah. Let's, you wanted some hot leaf tea, right?
Yeah, that would be preferable. Thank you.
I like the sound of that. Let me go get some. In fact, Rend, you mind? While we chat.
Noticing Rend as he walks off, is it essentially, to cut to the chase, a warforged without a mouth? Or is it like just a human butler type vibe?
It is kind of like a Warforged. It almost looks like it's been styled on a Warforged, but it is very much a non... What's the best term? It's a humanoid creation. So it's been created by a mortal creation. It's not been, as Warforged were, as you know, through campaign 1, formed by through the gods and stuff like that. So
Forged.
yeah, it's very much a pale imitation of a Warforged. It is also large, so it is big, as opposed to the standard Warforged, which would be around the standard humanoid size. So as Rend then wanders off and just sort of down the stairs, Dis is going to turn to you. Before we break into that, however, I think we are going to take a short break, as that was a lot of fun, and we are an hour and a half in. So let's take a short break, give a few minutes, and we will be back shortly. Stick around, folks. Hey, yo!
Hello!
Hello. We're just going to wait. Well, we're going to let Samal come back in his own time, but we did see that we'd got a lot of raiders there. So, hello, welcome. We wanted to jump back off the break very quickly there to say hi to you all. Welcome to Malt and Magic, if you've not been here before. And we will get into the second half of this airship travel with Lex sat with Dis, the Aarakocra engineer of this this airship and this skyship. At the very front, having just coupled two power cables together to give the ship a burst of speed. And Dis is now going to sit there and just look at Cog. As Cog sort of doesn't flutter around. Cog is now just walking around on its feet, so to speak, with its wings folded in, and actually pulled into the spherical mechanism. As Cog just sort of like scampers around, looks into the hole where these power cables have been exposed. Dis is then going to go, oh yeah, I should really cover that up. We're going to talk about him, or it, in a minute. I will just move this back into place, and then pulls out sort of screwdriver and just quickly screws the panel back into place. So, what is it? Where'd you get it? Or how'd you build it? This is fascinating. Like, I've built Rend, but nothing on this scale. This is phenomenal.
Well, I cannot take the credit for building Cog. He is a living mechanical being. He exists.
Wait.
He is not built by me.
So, this is not a machine. It's a thing. It lives.
Well, it is a machine in the sense that it has cogs and gears, but yeah, it's a living being.
How? That, like, I've seen, like, Warforged individuals. That's what I designed Rend off of. Like, I remember one ship when we were just starting out, the captain, she had a big individual, blue armor, big greatsword. Like, I met him, and is he like one of them, made by, like, through divine means, or what?
Well, I suppose he adheres to the overall order of things, and he is bound by the lore of his world. I wouldn't say it's a divine power, but it is a great power.
His world?
Yeah. Cog, do you want to explain, or are you okay with me? No,
Cog is just going to sort of look towards you, and just going to look.
He won't mind me saying, but he's a simple being with a simple directive. He's helping me on my mission, but he is a living machine who helps me with tasks. But he is bound by a strict hierarchy. So
who made it? Him? Sorry, Cog. Is it?
Am I allowed to say? Oh, okay. Do I get the impression Cog wants me to say it?
Cog's intrigued. You've not got this sense of feeling from Cog before.
Okay.
Like, Cog's usually very focused on what he needs to do, but in this moment, meeting someone who is so fascinated by Cog is feeling a little bit buoyed up by the attention, shall we say.
I've never seen you like this before. You seem to be reveling in it. It's weird. I don't like it.
Cog starts hopping from foot to foot, and then one wing extends out.
Ultimately, we were all made by Mechanus, and that is his job is to either tend the gears, simple directives, but at the moment his directive is to help me.
Mechanus?
Yeah, you're not familiar?
No. Not...
Oh.
What is that, a place, a person, or what?
Yeah, it is. It is a place. It's a place where I've been traveling. I don't know why I'm sharing so much. I just feel like I want to open up to you because I want to learn from you. I want you to learn from me. I'm not used to this level of openness, but
I mean, this mechanic sounds
place.
Fabulous.
Oh,
how does one get there?
You would absolutely love it. You have to go via a portal, unfortunately.
Thank you for all the subs and gift subs, by the way. I know it's ongoing in the background. I just wanted to say thank you so much for it. Sorry, Danny.
I had the biddling in my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to get there via a portal because it technically is a different realm. But I would love to take you there one day.
Whoa. Hold, slow down. You're from a different realm? Plane? World?
Not originally, but for the past few years
You've been to a different plane?
Have you not?
Holy fuck. No, I born here, grew up here, always been here.
Well, but they're so rife in the landscape. I thought you would have stumbled across one by accident in your airship or something.
Are they that rife?
They're rife enough for me to be sent here to investigate them.
Whoa. Like, literally mind blown. Like, holy shit. You've done planar that's the whole... Oh, wow. Whew. I need to make some notes. This is amazing. Cog, you, like... What day? What a coincidence. How the hell you made it? And she is babbling at this point, just sort of like, really struggling with the concept. At which point Rend sort of stomps back over with the tiny little tray in his big wooden metallic hands and just sort of lays it down. At which point Dis is just coming to, oh shit, Rend, yes, oh, look, looks like somebody found your hot leaf tea. Here, oh, well, it's warm, sorry. Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
That's fine, thank you. I'll stick my little pinky out and I'll drink it like a distinguished gentleman, obviously.
And she sort of takes it in her hand and copies, like, is it this? Okay.
Have you never had leaf water before?
Not really. We tend to sort of stick to water or ale. This is...
I don't mean that, okay, this isn't
good.
Like Spirit Quest. I'm not going to go on a Spirit Quest right now, is it? I just wanted a relaxing, like, chamomile leaf, not like crazy.
Oh no, this
tea,
should
right?
just be the tea that they, like, the elves drink and stuff like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Take my
I don't want my third eye to open and I go into a world that I haven't been to since I was a child, so thank you.
Yeah, I don't tend to touch any psychedelic type or substances. It messes with the... Oh, well, sometimes it enhances the creative spirit, but I'm a bit more straight. Like, Romeo probably has got some stuff somewhere, who knows.
I have read that, like, bards and poets like to microdose for creativity. I have read that somewhere. But not us mechanical engineer types. We need to focus.
Absolutely. So, well, you told me about yourself and Cog. Let me tell you about Rend. So, Rend was...
Is he alive?
Well,
or does he just follow orders?
Not really. He's kind of just a machine, but there's a bit of magic imbued into him or it. You can call it what you want. I just refer to him as a him, always have done. But there's no real gender there, I guess. It's just a thing. But yeah, I build it. As I say, met Captain Swift, and she had, God, what was his name? Feltag, who was this big hulking machine, and I'd seen and heard rumors of like these Warforged things, and it was so cool, like beyond cool. Walking, talking, sword swinging, supposedly helped fight in this big battle 30 years ago, but it was awesome. I wanted to recreate that, so I'm good at tinkering and building things. Found a bunch of metal, found a bunch of wood, found some leather, started to compile it together, and yeah, we've got Rend here, and I kind of, as I say, used a little bit of magic. May have nicked a little bit of power from the Mana Stone, and lo and behold, here's Rend.
That Mana Stone, that also fascinates me. I've come across like impure forms of it before, and it just seems to have so much power. How do you harness it? I've seen somebody try to harness it before, and it did not look well. It looked evil. Are they evil?
Oh well. So I can't claim any responsibility for that. The people who make these ships, the shipwrights, they have mastered the art of sort of taking the pure Mana Stone. Some people see the impure form quite a bit. Wrathstrike, that's all over the shop. So the Mana Stone is purified, hence its clear nature, and a bunch of wizards jump all over it and chant around it and eventually get it in place. Nobody touches it. That's the one thing I'm always told. You touch it, you risk blowing yourself up, blowing the ship up, but it gets elevated into place and then activated through some form of ritual. And as I say, wizards and whatever, like magic's so crazy these days, but yeah, that's it really. It's sort of mined in places. There's pure forms, there's occasionally mana ore. Really, really rare. Find it a lot on, some people call it on the ley lines. Fuck knows if there's such a thing exists, but you can find Mana Stones around there, or people just purify the impure form. That takes a bit more effort.
It's just this sort of commodity where wars have been fought over it. Seems like quite a powerful thing.
Well, it's funny you should say that. So out to the east, where I'm at, Captain Swift, that whole kingdom had to basically protect itself. It was the first to find a pure form of Mana Stone, like, exposed. People wanted it. Gildornians really wanted it. They were ready to wipe Nylon out. Like, no word of a lie. Somehow, whoever that king is has got some severe silver tongue. Like, amazing. De-escalated the whole situation over some peace talks, and here we go. That's what we got. Now this trade.
Wow. Okay. But enough about that. Let's get back on Rend. How does he work?
Oh yeah, sorry.
What's his mechanical heart?
Oh well, so it is. It's an impure form of the Mana Stone, Wrathstrike, but it works. It did what I needed it to. I was able to place that in sort of its central chest cavity and connect the various metallic wires up, and then build this exoskeleton, and then just give it a little spark, and lo and behold, here's Rend.
And it's like an unlimited power source. He never.
Well, I've not really tested it. He's not ever turned off, so to speak, but he'll just go to sleep, I guess. Just shuts down for times.
Fascinating.
I've got designs.
I would love to see them.
And Dis then pulls out this book, from this notebook, and starts flicking through pages, and the two of you just begin to chat the day away. looking at these various designs, and Dish shows you sort of the iterations she went through to agree on the final design. You see she'd played around with some smaller functions and some similar sizes to Cog, but for what she wanted to achieve, then looked at making it sort of her size, and then thought, maybe some days I would just like to sit on Rend, and Rend could take me around, sort of thing, and just carry me. So, a little bit bigger. And that's how I agreed. And you two just continue chatting. Jewel and Karsis, then. While this conversation is going on, Karsis, you were going to go to the guest bedroom. What is it you wanted to do?
I will be spending some time actually going, like, I go to the guest room, and I set up, I suppose there's like a hammock or a bed of some description, or what do I
There are
encounter?
3 beds bolted to the floor.
Cool. In that case, I will I'll sit on one of them, and I will take out the multiple scrolls and the spell book that we took from the dungeon that we were at.
Mm-hmm.
And I will spend 2 hours and 50 gold pieces copying the Find Familiar spell to my spell book, because being a wizard
Very
is
good.
fucking expensive.
Yes, it is. So, anything else you wish to do other than just etch into your sketchbook the runes and the symbology, the scientific nature of that formula, if you like?
I think that's going to be it for now. I think Cossus feels quite tired because it's been a long day already, and they didn't have much sleep as it was. So
No, they didn't. Very good.
So they're gonna spend those 2 hours copying that spell, and then that's gonna be it. At least until
Very good.
then they'll go up to the deck and see what everyone else is up to.
Okay.
After
So I'll
that.
say as you come up to the top deck, then after an hour, you can see Lex and Dis have still sat at the front of the ship. They've both gotten a lot more comfortable. Cog is actually sat on Dis's shoulder now. Rend is just sort of almost head forward, looks like it's shut down. They are still deep in conversation. Jewel, where have you been for the last hour or so?
So as everyone splits off, she will turn back to the captain, named Romeo.
Romeo?
Is it
Wait for Ardhalia.
is it possible for me to head up to the crow's nest? Is that okay?
You want to go meet Crodmar?
Yes, I also just wanted a bit of a better lookout. Is this
Well,
an issue?
I mean, if you can scale that, crack on. You do what you want to do. As I say, be yourself.
Thank you. I just wanted to check. I understand that maybe going up there would require permission first. Thank you. I shall be off. Yeah, Jewel wants to climb up there then. So
Okay, make me either an acrobatics or athletics check then, please.
cool.
Oh, don't fuck! Come on, this is where you either do it like a beast or absolutely fall to your death.
Yeah, that will be an acrobatics check. That will be. Okay. Yeah. 25.
25. So,
Awesome.
Jewel, you
you,
sort of
guys.
walk up to the base of this central mast-like structure and just look up. And then you jump and catch the first bar that comes out to support the sails and sort of swing yourself up from that. As your feet land on that, you then jump again and wrap yourself around the central mast and begin to shimmy up it. Get to the next, as a fly buzzes around my face, get to the next sort of bar that comes across and swing your body over that, and you look for a minute, you just sort of stand Jack Sparrow-esque against the mast and the mainsail bracket, if you like, and just look and feel that breeze through your fur, and just sort of look out. And you can see the ship below you, and beyond that is just ocean. And it is serene. And then, from out of the crow's nest, which is probably only about a couple of feet above you at this point, a small, well, I say quite a broad dwarvish face juts out with this bald top of the head, but all party in the back. Long, greying black hair, as this face just peeks over. The fuck are you doing on there?
Hello. I just wanted a good vantage. May I come up?
What, you want to come in here?
Yeah, is
With
there
me?
room, or if not, I will stay.
There's room. Just don't often get much company. By all means, crack on.
So yeah, we'll climb up and, well, jump up presumably and grab hold and swing over.
As you jump in, you see Crodmar quickly gather up some things and just throws it off the side.
Do I notice what it is?
Make me a perception check, please.
It's 100% porn.
It's 100% porn. It's a 17.
You do see this newspaper-like thing just flutter off in the wind. Just about catch some form of picture of a leg or something in there.
Apologies, I did not think I was interrupting you with the with your reading. Is it okay to be up here?
Aye, you by all means, you if you want to be in here, that is, it's fine.
My apologies. My name is Jewel. We have.
Jewel, I am Crodmar Runesir, to be precise.
Crodmar, it is a pleasure. You like spending a lot of time up here? You presumably.
It's well, yeah. As I mix accents there, it's my job. I am the spotter.
Is there often a lot that you would have to spot out here? Is there predators this high up? I would have thought that it was safer than on the ground.
Kinda depends on where we're flying. Over certain mountains, there's a few more angry beasts. But for now, over the seas, we may see a few that will take a liking to you and I. But that's why we well, that's why I've got me bow, and you've got your dagger.
Yes, however, I would not wish to be throwing this anywhere that it would fall into the sea.
Well, I've got me bow.
Yeah, I have my eyes. Maybe I can be of use while I'm up here if I am not of an intrusion.
Don't get blacklight out on there, whatever you do.
Yeah, like
Not
fur
at
on the
all,
feet's like
it's,
sticking.
Yeah, there's a reason he went, of course. He was not looking. He was on the five-knuckle shuffle.
It's nice to finally have some company up here. So, that was some fine climbing. You do that often?
I like to keep in shape, and yes, it is. It is nice.
It shows.
Thank you.
Sorry, that was inappropriate.
No. May I ask, how do you get up here?
I'm fairly adept at climbing too.
It must be to come up here all the time.
I'm from mountains originally, so climbing is second nature.
My apologies. The only dwarves I grew up around dwarves, but they were all sort of more of
hill dwarves.
Yes, and they liked caves and under there. Not ones for. I suppose they were fairly good at climbing, but just not what I had expected.
Well, don't get me wrong. We'll have a mine and a cave and a hole, but I was always one for heights and climbing and reaching those most difficult points. I was often sent as a scout to go and see if there was new veins or whatever my kin like to go and delve into, but I often found myself ranging forward and ranging further. So, naturally, went off seeking adventure, and now I found myself in this crow's nest, watching out for beasties before they come and attack people on the ship. It's a job, it pays.
Yes, that is the important thing. I recently took on a job that means that I now have a bounty on my head. It happens.
Oh, that's not so good.
No.
Drink?
Now you are speaking my language.
Ale?
Absolutely.
A drink
Makes
and a
sense.
wank. What else are you going to do in a process?
What you notice is actually built into the side of the crow's nest is this sort of keg-like structure with a tap on it. And Crodmar takes out 2 wooden cups and just puts one underneath as I hit the mic again, and just opens the tap, and ale just pours into it. He sort of tilts it and then turns the tap on. Straight from the main keg below deck.
Ah,
This is a master. Cheers
cheers.
to not having bounties on our heads, hopefully.
Yes, I am open.
So, how'd you meet your friends?
It is incredible that is a long story, and I met them 36 hours ago.
Oh,
Yes, I was searching for, I believe an individual who has been doing some dark dealings, and it seems that Lex, the one of my other friends, who was looking for something slightly different, but we also met
Lex is
Cassis.
that one just at the front of the ship, right?
Yes,
that one, down, talking to
yes.
this.
Talking to Dis and fawning over all of that weird stuff that they both enjoy. It's no interest to me at all.
No, me neither. She's very clever, mind you, but no, I'd
absolutely.
rather be
is
feeling
Lex.
the wind through what's left of me hair.
Both of them seem very, very intelligent. Just is of no interest to me at all. I am much more for finding out information and fairly good with paper and pen. Anyway, I digress. We also met the lovely Cassis, and they have been very helpful and very charming. But yes, we were all looking for a bit of pay and looking for our own means, and we seem to have been caught up in something much bigger than the 3 of us. Much bigger.
Oh, so that's why you find yourself here, heading to a cruise now.
Yes, we are looking for more help, more information, and to get away from those who are ill-using the establishment to be able to overpower us and take us down. They tried to frame me for someone's murder, and that is not very nice.
No, I imagine you should join a ship. It's much more freeing. Stay up here all day, enjoy the breeze, plenty of ale.
This is very nice. I do enjoy it very much. I will be glad to get onto solid ground again. I just thought that maybe the views up here would be even better from here than from the deck, and As much as we are already very high, this is even better.
Well, just wait until we reach the mainland and you can see far and wide out over Gildorn and beyond, and you may just catch a glimpse of, well, Yorax and Dryamir. Maybe just catch a glimpse of the far mountains of the Aethanir peaks. But no, Gildorn is a wonder to behold from the air. Huge, vast deserts, and these cities just dotted around it. And then, of course, the huge, great fucking hole in the middle, but let's go anywhere near to that.
You means that we might be able to even have a glimpse of Dryamir from here? Well, not from here.
Quite Dryamir itself, that's quite far out to the west, but you might catch the most eastern sides of the Aethanir peaks and catch the river snaking. It depends how high Romeo takes us, but it's beautiful. You'll certainly catch sights of the beginnings of the Serener swamps. Although, again, don't venture there. It's all sticky mud and it's horrible. It's, ugh.
We shall definitely take that into advisement. I bet the sunset is quite beautiful from this ship.
Well, if you give it about an hour and a half, I reckon we'll be seeing a fine sunset as well.
Then
I'll get some more ale. We'll sit here and enjoy the sunset.
Maybe if you can tolerate my company for another couple of hours, I would love to see the sunset from here.
Well, absolutely. It's nice to have someone who's not so afraid of being in small spaces with a dwarf. Cheers to the sunset.
Cheers.
Very good. So as Jewel and Crodmar begin small talk and just chat about different things, birds on the wing, a couple of hours pass. Is anybody else doing anything else, or are we all just having these conversations? Karsis, what are you doing now you've come back up on deck, I suppose?
I make my way to the captain, to Romeo, and I'll say, Captain, I have something to ask you.
Well, go on, my friend.
Do you always have, when you're flying, do you always have these things falling from the sky? And I'll pick up the magazine that dropped from the crow's nest.
Oh, god damn it, Crodmar. I'm guessing he didn't want your friend to see that. So, hell, if you want it, go read it. It's yeah, Centerfold's pretty good, from what I hear.
Wipe it off first.
Oh yeah. Well, I usually don't need it because I have supply of the real thing. But I don't know how long we're going to be on this journey. So how long do you reckon it will take us to get there?
Well, by my count, if we're traveling this quickly, depending on whether we're, as I close tabs, like a moron there.
Oh, blimey, that was impressive.
That was great.
You made many a noise then.
Did I?
Yeah, that was.
You did.
I mean, that was perfect cog, I have to say. I mean, well played.
Yeah.
I didn't know you'd been rehearsing that for a while.
Okay. What did we get out of that then?
Nothing.
Yeah, we
Just
literally got your closing tabs. So.
Yeah, because I closed Twitch and then reopened it again. So that's probably why.
I think you had a baddie on that one.
It did. Machine kicked up. So, so we're gonna have to head towards Zumkar first. That's gonna be a couple of days at least across sea, and then if we travel over the coast, around the coast, do you know what? Your call. We can either head around the coast, go to Zumkar, then around towards the grooves that way, or we can head straight across the top of the desert. It's a little bit more precarious. A few more creatures might attack us. It's uncharted territory, so to speak. A few people fly across it. But, yeah. What do you feel like doing?
Well, what I want to do and what my companions might want to do is something that is very different. I fear. So, I am happy to converse with them. Maybe during our meal, but I feel like they might want the path that is slightly less precarious. But I wouldn't mind it. But we'll see what they come back with.
I choose
I think
death.
they've had enough. I think they've had enough excitement and near death for at least a couple of days.
Have you seen that meme? Where
Well, it's
like,
your call.
I
Look.
don't want peace. I want problems. Always. That's what I choose.
This is also a direct issue between what we want and what our characters want.
Yep.
Last time I was on an airship, I fought
So
a
listen.
dragon. That's the bar we've set for ourselves.
If we're going to Zumkar and then around the coast, around the peninsula towards the Grooves, we're looking close enough to a week, maybe a week and a half. If you want to go to Zumkar first, I mean, hell, I can drop you in Zumkar if you want. You can make your way on foot across to Arjagok and then through to a Grooves. But if you want to use quickest route, hell, I can take you, or I can drop you off in Zumkar. Your call.
Well, we'll see what they come back with.
Okay, I will
always-
be
do you-
here.
Do you always spend your time on the helm?
Well, we've each got roles. There's others that can man the helm, but more often than not, I just lock it in place for a couple of hours while I sleep. We head in that direction. But yeah, if I need to, I'll get Valor. She can steer if we need to. But generally, I'm good.
All right. It's good to know that this is where I can find you.
Always.
Good.
Good looking out.
Good looking, yes, I am. Thank you. You're not so bad yourself.
Thanks. I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so where are you heading off to your companions at this point?
Yeah. I suppose I am. Yeah, at least
Make me
definitely
a perception
Lex.
check then, please.
Oh boy, that's good.
And once again, Jewel is
Oh.
doing.
Yeah, 13.
13. As you sort of say you're quite good looking yourself, or you're not bad looking yourself, and then wander off, you glance back over your shoulder, and Romeo is there just giving you sort of a quick once up and down, and then continues to steer the ship, and sort of looks fairly nonchalant.
I will make sure that my hips are swiveling a little bit extra as I come down the steps.
All right. So the ship is not the thing at full mast, shall we say?
Yep.
And there it is.
There we go. Cool. So you head over to Lex. Lex and Dis are still in conversation. So if you, get a bit of Wrath Strike, tiniest little bit, and just put it into, a small metal sphere, I reckon we can probably build something that it's almost like Cog, but won't be
Lex, hi.
quite as clever.
Oh, hi.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, so we were deep there in conversation.
Yeah, it's quite all right. You seem to be having a good time. I was just talking to the captain, and it looks like we might be upwards to a week on here. There is a couple of routes we can take, but
I'm happy to stay on the ship if it gets us there quicker, and I can spend some more time learning with this.
all right. Do you think you have enough entertainment for a week?
What's
Sorry,
the pros
not
and
entertainment,
cons?
just work.
I have lots to learn. I mean, this has even given me my own starter kit of tools that I can learn with. ad-lib that so
There
I
you
can add
go.
them to
Add
my
some,
inventory.
add some tinker tools.
Just snuck that one in there under the radar.
And you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah. What would happen if we got off the ship? Surely it's better. It's quicker, it's safer to stay on the ship, right?
Oh no, absolutely. I wasn't proposing that we leave. It's just that there's a couple routes we can take once we arrive at the land. One of them is a little bit more precarious, it seems. The other one is a little bit safer across the coast. I'm assuming that you'd like to do the one that might take a little bit longer and it's safer.
I'd be interested to see what Jewel wants. I'm assuming she'll choose the safer option, but
That is my understanding as well.
yeah, I'm happy to go with the most logical route. Shorter makes sense. Safer makes sense. I think Jewel gets the casting vote.
All right. Well, I'll ask her. Look around. Where is she?
I have no idea.
She keeps doing this.
I know. We have a good tracker on.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can.
Is that something you can build?
Need a ring of air tag on Julia.
Yeah.
Maybe you know
I'll
how
see if
she
I
has
can
a.
get a ring of GPS.
You know she has a ring. You know she has a ring on her tail. Maybe if we could put some sort of like tiny little bell or something attached to it,
Nice.
we'd always know where she was.
I do think though that I don't know whether that would work. She'd just like to be quiet. It's advantageous, but it's annoying. I don't know where she is.
You're right. You would absolutely fuck up her whole deal. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a fun prank.
Do you know how to make a tracker, Dis? Does Dis know how to make a tracker? If so, I'll spend the week making one.
Do I know how to make a tracker?
Yeah, sends a signal. They could send a
I'll
signal
think.
to Cog. Maybe.
I'd need to understand more about COG, to be honest, but I might be able to build... I don't know. Let me think. I'll get back to you.
It doesn't have to be mechanical. It could be arcane, similar to sending stones, I suppose. We'll
I'd
work on it,
still
Cash. It's a
need
great
to
idea.
think. Yeah, I need to think about it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Captain, have you seen our other companion?
What? Sorry. Jewel. Yeah. Up.
Inside check.
Weren't talking about you.
Oh! Has he stuck in his erection under
Yes.
his belt?
Go on.
7 on insight.
7. There was some form of distraction there, but yes, as pointed up at this point, you can probably just about, as the sun is now properly beginning to set, there is a glow across the hull of the ship. You can see 2 figures from where you are sat in, or at least the balding top of a head of a much smaller creature, and then the lithe feline form of Jewel in there.
I will go exactly in front of where the helm is, and I will look to the mast. I'll kind of like make some quick calculations, and I am going to, hey man, if it's not for this, then what is it for? I'm going to enter Blade Song, and I'm going to climb up.
Okay, so there's this moment where... How do you activate your blade song, Carsus?
There is the sort of like orange glow from inside that I just kind of take a moment, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and then the orange glow just starts, just under the skin, and on the parts of the body where the skin is thinner, it just shows a little bit more, and also between the spaces of the horns, and then I'll just make our way up.
Almost like the arcane bamf thing with this unnatural arcane speed. Karsus just, as you get to the top, you sort of catch the side and just have to hang on. As with Crodmar and Jewel sat in here, there's not really enough room for three, especially a third person of Karsus's size. So up to the top, you just hold on to the side as Crodmar is there going to Jewel. Now you see, that's one of the best sunsets you'll ever see in Enoeth. Like,
hello,
nowhere, not mountain. Oh, sorry. Hey, you. Wow, that was quick.
Oh well, Karsus, you are full of surprises.
Oh well, it's nice that I'm the one sneaking up on you for a change.
Yes,
I have.
Well done.
No worries. Well, I'm gonna ask the question quickly because there's no space, and I'm literally just hanging from one arm here. We are apparently going to be here for about a week, and once we get into the mainland, there is 2 routes we can take. One is a little bit shorter, but is slightly more precarious. There's more chance that we find stuff. The other one is a little bit longer, but is safer, and there's less chance that we might encounter undesirables. Which one do you prefer?
As we are in no rush now, that we are out of Thaelyssa, I think that the slower route is quite my speed. Is that what you both want to do?
It definitely is what Lex wants to do. It is probably the one that makes most sense. I was quite enjoying the opportunity to maybe find something, but I know that that's not what you do want to do, so that's okay. We'll go with that.
I am sure, Karsus, that by the time that we get to a cruise and we need to go further, we will not be short of the things that you enjoy.
I sure hope not. All right. Is everything all right up here?
Everything is fine. Please look at this wonderful sunset. I wish you could enjoy it more from up here, but you do look like you're on a thread there. You sure you can't make it in here? You may struggle.
No, yeah, way too big. Well, I'll see you later when you come down. Yeah.
As soon as the sun sets, I am going to meet you down back on the deck. How about that?
That's fine. And I'm gonna let go.
Safe travels.
You're going to just drop.
Like an Assassin's Creed leap of faith.
So this is probably a good 20-25 foot drop.
That's all right. When I'm 10 foot away, I will take a feather from my belt, and I'm gonna whisper a couple words, and I fall, but I don't hurt myself as I do a 3-point landing, superhero style. And yeah, on my way down, I cast Feather Fall on myself.
Jewel would immediately look over to see what is Karsus going to perform, just knowing that something's going to happen, and he's like,
absolutely.
Crodmar is going to sort of look and, fuck, that's going to hurt.
He'll be fine.
And as Romeo is there, sort of looking up, like, oh no. And this female figure is now stood next to Romeo, and then he sees it, he goes, it's going to be a superhero landing. It's going to be a superhero landing. That was hot. Right there. That was hot.
Do I
Bella.
hear that?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Because you're not that far away. You would hear Romeo then turn and say, Vala, that's Karsus. Damn. That was awesome.
Hello. I don't believe we have met. I'll just kind of stand up and walk normally as if nothing happened.
That was a mighty fine trick.
I am full of those,
Often just
I'm told.
full of flamboyance as well, by the looks of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Karsis, I am Vala. I am the ship's gunner. And what you notice about Vala is she's got this long sort of auburn hair that's caught in the wind. She wears this hat of sorts, cowboy type hat. And she's got this simple white shirt with this red necktie on it and this leather coat with a leather strap that comes across her chest. And these very, very tight-fitting leather trousers into leather boots and 2 holsters on either hip, in which is a pistol. The leather jacket is almost a bolero-style jacket, so her sleeves come out. There's sort of a half sleeve, if you like, to the jacket. Mm-hmm. This white shirt that ends into these very, very pristine and delicate leather gloves. You can see there's reinforcement on the index finger of both leather glove. And she just sort of stands there resting on sort of one hip, arms folded. Well, nice to meet you, Karsis.
It's nice to meet you too. What's her ancestry?
Human.
Cool. Lovely to meet you as well.
Well, you're the charge, so to speak, so as much as it is nice to meet you, it's just a job, I guess. That was impressive. Still, I hope your tricks will help us if anything else comes to play on the ship. You know, it's not always going to be smooth sailing, so to speak. Let's see how quick you are on the draw, I guess.
I'm sure. I am sure I have enough tricks to make the journey worthwhile.
Not without a long rest, though, Matt. Just saying.
The sun is beginning to set. Romeo is going to turn to you all now. Well, if that's all the theatrics for the evening, I'll get some food prepared. You all look quite tired, despite that, which, again, awesome. I'm here for that all day. I'll get some food brought up here. And some drink, and you can all just relax, or you can go down to your room. The night is yours. We'll continue our work. Yeah. What do you want to do, guys? You're giving me nothing here.
I think we're well. I can't speak for my companions, but we have been up for quite a long time now, so I think a rest would be welcome.
Awesome. So I'll get Dis to get Ren to bring you some supplies and just some food and drink and stuff down to your room. Go get yourself some rest. We'll be here in the morning, ready for a new day. We should probably be approaching Zumkar by the time you wake up, I guess, so. Cool. Karsis, you know where the room is if you want to take Lex and Jewel. Are you coming down?
In a moment. We'll turn to the
Crodmar.
I wrote it down for a change. Look at that. Turn to Crodmar. It has been a pleasure. I shall leave you to it. If you have any... if you see anything, I'm sure you're going to shout. I hope you don't.
Oh,
because
yes.
I hope to get a good night's rest. Good evening.
You have a very good night's sleep, Jewel, and, well, if you fancy even more chit-chat tomorrow, I'll be up here, as is my way. But, good night's rest. I'll see you tomorrow. Nice to have met you.
Can I insight check him?
I fucking love him so much.
Go for it.
Yeah, we all know why.
You just want a hug.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Crodmar is the most socially inept person going. Like, such an introvert. He's not used to entertaining people.
Putting Jill
Just
to shame.
can't handle a social situation.
Brilliant. Bunnoit. And we'll just hop over and make our
Aye,
way.
what you
carefully
said,
down.
be careful on the way down.
She will not plummet. She will just make her way very gracefully, down onto the top of the sails, and then down the mast.
Make me an acrobatics check.
18.
18. There's again that sort of step over, and you sort of almost fall for a moment before you catch, and then swing round and bounce and flip round, and eventually just land gracefully on your feet, almost with the arms splayed out as if to say, "Olé," as you land. And Romeo, you just hear Romeo sort of from the helm, "God damn, you guys are cool."
A slight bow, and then bonne nuit, and then we'll go downstairs.
Whatever you just said. Have a good one. And so you go down to your room, and you, unless there is anything else the three of you wish to do, you long rest.
How many episodes has it been since we last long rested, guys?
I don't
I
think
think
you've
First
had.
episode.
You've had
We've
one
had
long
one
rest all
long
campaign.
rest.
We're on episode 7, right?
Wow, guys.
Oh my god, I get to add the spell finally to my book. Jesus Christ.
So there we go. Long rest, full HP, everything involved.
There was a couple of things. There was just one thing I wanted to do on my long rest, which was
Go for it.
pop 2 charges of mage armor on the ring.
Yep. So I would say then, Jewel and Lex, as you all settle down, you do see Karsis sit with their ring just sort of held between their hands. That arcane... is it as in the picture, Simao, or have you customised the style of it at all?
The only thing I customize is that the ring on top has the sigil of...
Right, okay. So yeah, it's a ring that is designed to fit over 2 fingers. There is that sigil in the middle that you don't necessarily recognise. But you would see Karsis focusing on this, and there's 2 sort of surges of energy that burn into this ring, and it glows a bright orange, as is Karsis's magical colour, before fading. And you all sleep.
Oh, long rest.
Thank God for
Aid
that.
is gone,
Yeah.
Although
but your hit points are
now lower.
restored.
Yeah.
As
Well, then
you
spell
open
slots
the
and
door in the morning, then, whoever wakes up first, you find a tray left outside with sort of simple foods on it. There's some bread, some cheeses, some fruits, some breakfast ales, but there's one distinct cup that is still steaming, steeped leaf tea.
Oh, amazing.
What is that, Lex? That looks very very nice.
It's not quite as good as hard bean juice, but hot leaf tea is a good way to start the day. Would you like to try some?
If that is possible, yeah.
What do you think?
That does remind me quite a lot of the forest. I quite like it. Soothing.
Yeah.
Jewel, you would recognise it as a similar drink to that imbibed by the elves, which you had seen quite often, based on where you're from.
It is quite familiar. I quite like this. Yes. You like it, Lex?
It's the nicest one I've had since I've. It's not as nice as the leaf tea we used to have when I was a child, but since I've landed here in this part of the world, it's the nicest I've had so far.
This is quite similar, quite familiar to me. One of the ones that we have had from where I grew up. I suppose in my travels I have got so used to other drinks that this is quite a nice bit of home. Very nice.
So, where's everyone's plan today? And I suppose for the rest of the week that we might be flying up. Lex, I know that you might be talking to this for a good while.
Is it perhaps
Yeah.
we get some more information, possibly even just keep in touch with the magistrate, just to understand if anything has changed, if there have been more or less people been attacked, and perhaps we discuss further what are we going out here for? Is there any things that we might be looking out for?
Yes, because once we arrive, we're trying to get to the Isle, right? That's still our plan, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Crystalline circle. Yeah.
I hope. Apologies. I said I would give you more information on the letter that I gave out. I was not happy to say anything while we were still there. I am hoping that for want of a better word, a contact of mine may or may not be able to use the resources at their disposal to track down the person we were looking for. I hope that this information can find its way to where we are going. If it is not at Agruz by the time that we get there, then we can always leave messages to where to forward it to. However, hopefully it means that us heading in this direction does not mean that we have missed out on finding why they were there and then disappeared, seemingly for no reason. I hope this will be useful to us. That information is unfortunately useless to us for at least the next 5 days.
Yeah, well, at least it's good to know that once we land, we might have something, and we're not starting from scratch.
Yeah, it's a good line of inquiry. I agree.
I suppose the question is, do we have any ideas who may be involved? Is there anything you found? Just out of interest, guys, did you actually tell? Did Jewel actually get the information about what you guys read? Because I don't think she did.
No, probably not actually. Oh, I haven't.
No, I don't think we discussed that.
Is there anything else that we might know about who we are following? Who that mysterious creature person was?
Well, we know that it's the Well, it might be the uncle of this. I didn't write the name. JS.
We do know, because we did discuss it, because that's why we go into the crystalline circle, is the fact that we figured out it was her dodgy uncle, Jane, was Artemisia's apprentice trying to redeem herself because her uncle was a prick. And then
we have no idea who this M is?
Well, my worry is that, we snuck in the crates with a big M on them. Could it be Mephisto?
At this moment, I am quite suspicious of anyone with the initials of M. Quite frankly, why not?
I suppose that the point of using an initial is it's ambiguous, and it could be anybody, so I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I suppose you're absolutely correct there.
Because
far widely used.
I have found out from Dis that the Mephisto character who trades on behalf of the Kingdom of Nyland, apparently that is quite the respectful, peace-loving kingdom. They have prevented wars from happening over that magical material that powers the ship, so I don't know if he would be a nefarious character.
That is all well and good, but you know my predilection against magic, and it only came back when Nyland came back. Therefore, dodgy dealings, in my opinion.
Sure.
Well, I could spend some time. I could spend some time trying to read and decipher a little bit more of the spell book that we retrieved. I've managed to copy one of the spells, which I think might be useful, but I can have a look at the others, but see if there's anything else that was written or imbued within the book itself. There might be information that we are missing other than just a couple of spells.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this book or the secondary book diary was yes, some sort of personal diary, notes from this person. Is that correct? Do I remember after this rather exciting last few hours?
The first one was the one that you touched. As far as we can tell, was some sort of diary, keeping up with details of the day. That's where we found the message about M. This spell book seems to be something else. We also found a couple of scrolls. Actually, carry on.
I know it may not be any use to us now, but I want to keep it in our wheelhouse. That if there is any time in the future where we may or may not need to forge any letters from this M or to this M or whichever we need to, I am fairly handy with being able to copy, get used to how they have written their stuff, and maybe we could impersonate them in letter form, if that is of use.
You really are full of tricks.
As are you, Cassis. That was quite the trick last night.
You see, I'm starting to see the benefit of your ways and means, Jewel. It makes, although impersonation isn't my forte, it's a logical step to gain the information we need.
As you can tell, it is quite difficult. It would be quite difficult for me to perhaps impersonate other people. The fur is quite the giveaway. However, in letter form and with any information where we, for instance, we may or may not need to keep it hidden that we have taken this information or read it or have it to hand, I can simply copy it, or as I say, we may or may not be able to intercept any information and change it, send it on. That way we can possibly even get people to respond to us instead of the original recipient, and might be a way in which we can gather more information at this time. I understand there are many arcane ways in which we may be able to do this, but you can understand that sometimes this is not something that we would be able to do quickly.
Fascinating. Yeah, I'm all for it. I thought you people just brought chaos, but I'm starting to like your ways, Joel.
Thank you. And even with what I said last night before we left, both of your ways have their merits as well. They do make me smile on occasion.
Well, that's good.
I think she means you, Carsis. I don't think I've made her smile once.
Well, you've got your charm, Lex.
Does also mean
don't
you,
put
Lex.
yourself down.
And you, Cog. I don't want to leave Cog out.
Well, as Cog has more charm. I've never been called charming in my whole entire life.
I disagree with that.
You have a charm that is quite unique, Lex. Never let go of it.
You will notice in this moment that Cog sort of flutters over and lands on Carsis' shoulder for a moment. So stretches itself, settles down,
Is that
and
normal?
then flutters around the ship again.
This is unusual behaviour for Cog. He has, as you can see when he went with Jewel the other day, he has quite the separation anxiety when we're not together. He must be accepting you into the group, and he sees we have a common goal, so I believe, yeah.
It was quite a stressful errand in which he was sent on with me as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully that will not happen too often.
And he doesn't say much to you guys, but he is no fool. He knows he's safest in close proximity to Carsis, so...
Cassis, I've been meaning to ask, and this is very sort of out of the blue. Your swords, or sword, is it innately arcane and magical, or is it something that you imbue upon it?
No, the sword itself is not magical in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to work my way towards maybe adding that quality to it, but at the moment, no, it isn't. It's just a treasured heirloom. Yeah, I suppose you could call it.
Something from your family? Forgive me, I may be prying.
Oh yeah, you might have missed that. I am on non-speaking terms with with the people I grew up with.
Then how can it be an heirloom?
It is not from them. It's from the first individual that trained me in the art of the sword. Theodore was his name.
Yeah. Yes, I can see
He
how
was-
this could be an heirloom then.
Yeah. He was the first person to to be understanding and be accepting of who I was. So it carries some weight.
Absolutely. That got deeper than I thought. I was just asking about the sword, and thank you for that. That is very kind to learn more.
Don't really have a reason not to share, so...
So, let's get our heads deep in conspiracies, shall we?
Love that.
At that moment, then, one of the Minotaurs comes running down, and you see it is Senfra, as she sort of runs up, out of breath. You're needed on deck. We are under attack from... Oh, just come and see.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
I
Said let us have a long
will,
rest though, so thank you for that.
I will place will place the ring quickly on my fingers, and I will just pop my knuckles on Lex's shoulder. I'm going to cast Mage Armor on him, and then I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Fantastic.
Well, Cassis, maybe you have got your request. After you.
Because you cast Mage Armor on me last episode, did it last 24 hours?
It lasts 8.
8 hours.
Does it last 8? It's the same as 8, I think. Yeah, 8 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Because what I didn't do then, what I didn't twig is, when I click long rest, it takes 8 off my hit points, but it didn't take it off my armor class for Mage Armor. So I should have took that off myself, but I don't need to actually give me it back.
Your armor class should now be 13 plus your dexterity modifier, I believe.
Correct.
Yep, so I've got 14 armor class.
Good stuff. Excellent. As the three of you follow Senfra up now, you can hear this strange sort of, almost sounds like a deer, but a screech at the same time, as these two creatures are just circling around. They don't look large, but you can see that everybody of the crew has gone to their stations now. Romeo is maintaining the ship being steered. You can see Valor ordering around Tyragar on the mangonels, and they are sort of manning the guns, so to speak. Dis is nowhere to be seen at this point. Crodmar obviously is up in the crow's nest, and you can see just about this sort of longbow resting over the side with an arrow knocked. Rend also nowhere to be seen. As you run up, Romeo's just going to shout, "Well, I said it might get hairy. I hope you boys, folks, guys, creatures, whatever, everyone, I hope you've all got some fight in you, because I have not seen one of these fuckers before." And as one of these creatures then scoops down closely, you see this creature that resembles like a bird of prey with this blue and red plumage, but the head is that of a stag. And as it swoops down and goes to sort of almost bite towards Tyragar ducks, and you just see Valor just with 3 shots from the pistol. And that is where we are going to leave it for tonight.
No!
5 minutes.
Oh, man.
Let's just go
So
to
yeah,
like
I have
2
got an
a.m.
early start tomorrow, unfortunately. So, but the RP was worth it. It was definitely worth it. So yeah, that was awesome. It just means everybody's going to have to join us next week to find out what these creatures are and see how our adventurers fare with their new crew of weird and wacky individuals. I tried to make every crew member, apart from a couple, as unique as possible, helped by the party there. So yes, thank you all for joining. Thank you for the subs and the gift subs and the raids and everything tonight. That was amazing. So happy with that. Chat is terrible is all I'm gonna say, but again, it's been on fire tonight, so thank you all for getting involved. We are going to raid, so please do stick around. If you've got any Rastrike nuggets to guide said raid, then please use them and let us know who we should go and raid. But once again, thank you to the tools we've not used tonight, but so Owlbear, all of the others, Hero Forge, Battle Bards, Tabletop Audio, all of them that we heard in the intro. Yes, please join us next week to see what this encounter entails. But until such time, and until then, stay safe. Keep your eye on social media this week. We will see you next time.